Let's talk about some of the impact that advisory boards have. That's on page 21 of the manual. And what we shared with you is an actual scorecard that was developed for one of our clients. And as you can see in the scorecards, it goes by functional areas: sales, marketing, customer loyalty, innovation, and market intelligence. And you need to have, when you create a scorecard like that, you need to have specific goals in mind. For example, identify our unique market differentiation. And here, how do you measure it? Gather top 5 reasons why companies buy from us, or maybe why they're not buying from us. And target met. It could be a qualitative way of doing it. It could be quantitative in terms of customer retention scores, in terms of marketing, and so on and so forth. So each and every one of you needs to create a scorecard for your advisory board that is getting measured on a quarterly basis and shared with your executives. The best way to do it is actually create a scorecard with your executives together.
So how does this marry with the last slide, with the dashboard kind of view? It doesn't seem like these are in full alignment with.
The dashboard is just our way when we come to an organization to assess the performance or the health of your advisory board.
Right.
These are internal metrics that you use to gauge the success of the advisory board. So what we do with the dashboard, it's more of a benchmarking tool, because we take it and we compare it to 200 engagement. We have a database of 200 engagements. So we compare your program compared to 200. If you're doing it internally, you can try to do it based on all of the best practices you're going to learn in this course and kind of like see where you are objectively. Yep. Okay, let's talk about this model of the impact. And it's based on the Gartner Magic Quadrant, for those of you that are familiar with that. So on this axis, you have the impact of the advisory board. Is at a high impact. Obviously, this is the highest impact here. This is a low impact. And here, it's based on member engagement. What is the engagement level? This is high. This is low. So let's start with this one here, event-based advisory boards. That's the way we look at it, right, when we categorize advisory boards. So if you have an event-based advisory boards, the impact on your company is low, and the member engagement is low as well, right? It's an event. In between meetings, nothing happened. Nothing happens. Maybe there's one call after 6 months where you do something, who knows what, right? There is no influence over strategy or product. It is what it is, right? This is a low impact, low engagement by the members.
What is an event? You mean like you've said, hey, we're going to take you out deep sea fishing and this is the event? Or is it
No, it's
an industry trade show that you're going to all be at anyway? We're going to tack on a day of meetings ahead of that, because you're going to all come in here anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could very well be the case, Taylor. It could also be an advisory board meeting, but the way you approach it as an event. You don't approach it as part of a continuous engagement of the members.
Okay.
Yeah. It really has to do with your approach.
Okay.
Right? If you go here to the relationship-based, so these are advisory boards that are really focused on the relationship that you're building with the customers. We had one client, 4 boards, $5 million a year. $5 million a year for 4 boards. Okay? Austin, you asked about cost. We'll review cost. I mean, that's not typical, right? And this is a global board that meets in different regions in the world. It's all about relationship. We're talking about advisory board meetings in Bora Bora, in Monaco, in Tuscany, first class everything.
They hiring.
And the funny thing is, there is a waiting list, a customer waiting list to get to that advisory board, quote-unquote, program.
I want to be in that.
And when we talked to the CEO of the company and we presented our best practices, and it's all about content and focus, she told us, hey, it's working for us. We are generating significant sales and deepening the relationship with our customers, and it works for us. Can argue with that. We don't feel it's the right way to think about advisory boards, focusing on the high-end relationship aspect of it. Companies do that. Over here, it has impact on the advisory board, but still it has a lower level of customer engagement. So this is the sub-optimized way. The ROI is not consistent. There is delay in incorporating member input. There's better value to the company than to the members. Many companies find themselves here, sub-optimized quadrant. And then the top one, the top quadrant, these are the high performers, right? It really influences your product strategy or your corporate strategy. You're creating a sense of shared future. There's a continuous feedback and communication loop. We just used some of our clients, and obviously no names here, and we kind of like look at the different ways you can actually move a relationship-based or an event-based advisory board into the sub-optimized and then to the top. You have to go through a journey when you do that.